We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you some breaking news. There's been reports all over the area of something crazy going on, something big. People's homes, their minds even, are being taken over by something called, what is it they're calling it? They're calling it Bad Movie Debate.
What up, nerds, and Merry Christmas. We are back on Bad Movie Debate with me, Jacob Babb. I said I was going to do video episodes before the end of next year on last Christmas, and here we are, just a couple weeks away from Christmas, and we're making it happen, which is fantastic. Had to do a Christmas episode, so of course, Auston Babb is here with me. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Fantastic. Yeah, so we just had a very, our voices are a little janky right now, I must say, because we just had a very Christmassy, merry, and festive wedding this last weekend, and both of our voices are a little janky, right?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, we're both
a little too much karaoke.
A lot of singing, it was cold, it is December, but 'twas beautiful. We're very happy for the two of them, and kind of in honor of them. I was like, well, I need to sneak in a Christmas one. We'll just do a Christmas video. Like, that'll be how we start this thing off. Hence the hat. Hence Austin's. You going to put the hood up?
Oh, of course
for
we're
a little
going to put
bit.
the hood up. I dressed up for the occasion.
Yeah, there we go. So, as festive as we can be. But in honor of our Christmas-loving friends that just got married this past weekend, we're going to do it's the Netflix, right? It is on Netflix, yeah. Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. Is that Netflix produced? We're doing Hot Frosty, a pretty standard Hallmark kind of a tale, like Christmas kind of movie. So that's what we're going for. But first, as always, top five faves of, you said holiday rom-com. I got like 3 holiday rom-coms, and I was like, I'm just going to put in a couple other holiday movies that I like. Mm-hmm. So I haven't seen as many as you.
Oh, yes.
I like the ones that I like are on
It's
here.
a very specific genre, but there is a lot of it.
Yeah, so I just threw in a couple more that
All right, give it to us. What are yours?
No, you first.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah, you always first.
Okay, ladies
Host
first.
is always, well, the guest, rather.
Okay, so my first, this is in order of like how much I like it. So my number one holiday rom-com, Christmas rom-com is, of course, The Holiday. Which we haven't watched yet this year, but we will.
We have time. We'll do it. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then the last few, nothing really like jumped out at me, so I kind of looked up some things. Mm-hmm. This next movie was on in the background this weekend, and I realized, I was like, oh yeah, this is such a funny movie.
Oh yeah.
Four Christmases.
Oh yeah.
Is a really good one. I think it's funny and very like sweet. And then one is not really a movie. It's a series, and it's on Netflix. Netflix should just sponsor your episode. But it's called Dash and Lily, and it's so stinking cute, and it's like a little limited series, and it's Christmas rom-com pretty much with a little bit of a twist.
Ooh.
But that one, and then in the Hallmark, cheesy Christmas movie genre, because I don't really count The Holiday or Four Christmases as that. Like, that's kind of a higher end, like well-produced.
Well, those are a little different.
So we watched, I don't know, like last week or something, I watched one called Christmas in Notting Hill. And I'm only putting it on here because I've watched probably about 10 like cheesy Christmas movies so far, like rom-coms.
When you help Antine get ready for her Christmas
we do
wedding
crafts and watch Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And that one was the best one out of all of them. It's like a Ted Lasso kind of feel. They're in they're in England, so they have accents, which we love.
Yeah, obviously. What was the name of it again?
Christmas in Notting Hill. I had to look up the name.
Hill, yeah.
I was like, what?
Like, it's British as fuck.
Yeah. And then the last one, another one that I kind of liked on Netflix was The Holiday Calendar.
The Holiday Calendar?
Yeah, it was cute. It was like about an enchanted advent calendar.
That's
like come to life.
So wild. I mean, it's on don't worry, we have the Bad Christmas Movie bingo cards. We're going to go over our scores. We'll go over them later.
Should we? Oh, okay.
We'll go over them later. As
excited.
we talk about the movie, we'll we'll go over and see who won, or in this case, got closest to winning, because no one
bingoed.
No one bingoed, unfortunately. Okay, so my top 5. My absolute number one favorite one is The Holiday, because it has to be. I also do genuinely like it. I like the old man story. That makes me cry every time we watch it.
Oh, yeah.
With the old man and stuff.
Yeah.
That just absolutely just blows me away every time. So that one's up there. Again, so Holiday, When Harry Met Sally.
That's not a Christmas movie.
It's a holiday movie. And you've never seen it. We watched it like 2 or 3 years ago, and it literally ends with them on New Year's Eve. The plot goes from like Thanksgiving.
Well, I would have
Christmas.
replaced one of the cheesy Netflix ones with that one, because that's a wonderful movie, but I don't really consider it Christmas.
But it is a Christmas. It takes place during the holidays. It's not a Christmas movie. It's a holiday movie. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm already getting yelled at. You'll be happy about this next one. Just Friends. That one's fun.
You put that one on there. You shit on that movie so much. That one almost made it on my list as well, but it's not Christmas focused. Like I went like, it doesn't have to be heavy Christmas
so
focus.
I didn't, because I just genuinely haven't seen as many. But I did see on the list, and I had forgot, because it's been a while since I Edward Scissorhands is all about the holiday. It all takes place around the holiday.
Also, I do love that movie.
Batman Returns, dude.
Okay, are you going to say Die Hard next?
No, I wasn't. I put on that first Christmas episode I did. I already did the bit.
Okay, I was about to say.
Batman Returns is strictly the one with Danny DeVito and Catwoman, and Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman.
They do like the Christmas tree.
It's literally very heavily Christmas focused, and I didn't put that one on here.
It's not a rom-com in any sense.
I mean, it's pretty fucking hilarious at times, and Batman is just romantic in any capacity, and Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. Like, come on.
Okay, is that actually on your list?
Yeah, no, Edward Scissorhands. I said not Batman Returns, because that one is like a love story at least.
Okay, yes.
And then this one is, of course, super, super Christmassy forward, maybe a little less rom, but I mean, I guess that's Charles Dickens' fault. The Muppets Christmas Carol.
I hate the Muppets.
No, the Muppets Christmas Carol though is important. Is just important. It's so fucking good. The Michael Caine, he plays Scrooge, and he said, like, in interviews and stuff, he was like, I am going to act as if I'm performing with like the London Shakespeare Theater Company, like the highest level of like acting in the world, is how he like interacted with the Muppets, and it is haunting how chilling his performance is. And then they're all just like, oh, Mr. Scrooge, can we get Christmas off? It's amazing. And the music and the songs are really good.
So what made you pick that one over like
Batman Returns?
No, I mean like an actual Christmas movie like Elf or
so how
Home
is
Alone
Muppets
or Christmas Vacation or something.
Muppets Christmas Carol not a Christmas movie?
No, it definitely is. It's just random. And if you were going to go off genre, I thought you would go more with like Christmas Vacation or something.
See, but I've been doing this a lot. This is like the 3rd Christmas episode. I'm trying to throw in other ones.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Same when I do like a sci-fi, I'm like, I can't just say Alien every single time and Blade Runner every single time, you know? So that was part of it. And also I would have watched that one. Probably since you hate the Muppets, I'll do it while you're gone. Going to like doing your Christmas travel and stuff. Because I do really like that one. It's fun. It's been a while. And people keep talking about it at work and stuff, and I'm like, damn, yeah, I need to watch that one again. So those are my 5. Yours more romantically focused than me, but I got all Christmas.
Is the genre of the movie that we watched.
Well, this is a whole different thing.
Okay.
So ratings, Rotten Tomatoes score. This is where Amelia's going to be mad at me because I said we couldn't do The Mummy because it's 60% and it has to be 59 or less. We're doing this one though because it's Rotten Tomatoes, like the critics are 79% and the audience is 53%. And that's a weird anomaly. Like this movie, like I thought audiences would have ate this shit up and critics would have been like, just another copy paste, like cookie cutter Christmas movie in the Hallmark style, like who gives a shit? But they loved it. Like 79% for this kind of a movie is insane. And the audience giving it 53%. So I felt it was worth doing. IMDb 5.3, right in the middle, as always. Metacritic 50 for the critic. User score 5.6. So got a little more love on Rotten Tomatoes critics, but there's sometimes like, you know, there's overlap. It's like critics from sites and stuff. Okay, so you were looking up quotes while I was looking up quotes as the movie was starting. Did you have any you wanted to share? Because you said it's not fair that only I get to pick the good and the bad quote.
I had a funny one.
I swear to God, if it's the bad quote, it's not from Odie, is it?
I don't know.
From Boston Globe, because I swear to God, if you're about to take this one from me.
No, this is some like. You could tell by her picture she was like an older like mom, and she was anyway, maybe a little bit of a Karen, so to say. But she said the plot is like a wholesome episode of Bluey, but somebody snuck in a bunch of dirty jokes.
Oh, interesting.
Her whole thing was like how much she hated it, but I thought that part was funny.
That is pretty funny.
If anyone has ever seen Bluey, it's actually very like endearing.
Yeah, I've heard Bluey genuinely slaps.
Yeah.
It's not like a Bob's Burgers kind of thing where it's like it's animated, but it's
it's a children's show specifically.
It's specifically targeted towards children. And like I've had multiple coworkers who have children and are like, yeah, no, Bluey is amazing. I love watching Bluey. Like genuinely. Like, you know, my mom hated when SpongeBob was on because it was just for kids and stuff, and like she didn't get it. But like, yeah, apparently Bluey slaps. I'll need to watch it.
They're Australian dogs.
I know that. And also that's just like, how could you hate that?
It's just listening to their little voices.
Their little accents.
But anyways, I kind of liked it because I agree. And it's like a funny thing, but it was very wholesome and like simple in the way that everything was.
Oh, it's a quite simple,
like very
straightforward kind of tale for sure.
But there were dirty jokes in there, which made it funny. There was
dirty jokes. There was a whole scene. We'll get to it.
Oh yeah,
this whole scene just drove me, and it was just so annoying, personally. But whatever. Okay, so my good quote. This first good quote, or the only good quote, I guess. William Bibbiani. For the rap wrote, quote, "It's cheap and it's silly and it has a laughable premise that some people will mistake for terribleness, but it's also winking and whimsical. It knows what it's doing and it's doing it on purpose. Somehow it actually kind of works." End quote. Pretty good. I was like, I was reading that as it was coming up and I was like, okay. I like a little self-awareness for this kind of a movie. Like, that's good that's in there. Yeah, very self-aware, which I'll give him ups for that. But this quote is so freaking funny to me. Okay, so it's this is from Odie Henderson for the Boston Globe, said, quote, "This one plays like a porn movie if all the sex were removed and the ridiculous threadbare plot were fleshed out instead." End quote. So like, oh yeah, like I'm the pizza delivery man, or like, oh, I'm here to fix your sink, and instead of like going to the porn, it just pushes that very dumb basic premise, and they never actually do anything. Like, that's how he felt watching this movie, and I think that's very funny, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's boring though. Like, I feel like there's no point in the movie it was boring.
I'm just saying he gave it a one
or dull.
1 out of 4. He gave it a 1 out of 4, and
he just maybe watches too much porn.
I mean, maybe that's. I mean, I don't know.
If you're watching like a PG movie, being like, this should be porn.
I don't think that's what he's saying. He's not saying, "I wish this was porn." Okay, all right. I don't want to have to edit all this out. Blow up people's spots here. I don't think that's what Odie was saying from the Boston Globe. Odie Henderson, that Austin Babb is calling a porn addict. For no reason.
Yikes.
All right. Well, anyway, that's the good quote and the bad quote. So
if you can't
tell, well, real quick, since if you can't tell, I'm saying it's bad, Austin's saying it's good. That's the positions we're taking. As always, before we just kind of get into yapping, what was your least favorite part? And I'll tell you a part I do genuinely like. Okay. I have 2 actually in this one.
Okay. I already know what your favorite part is.
But you might not know what the second one is.
And it's definitely your favorite part is going to be everybody's favorite part. Okay, so my least favorite part, who made Frosty? Like, who made him? Or is that supposed to be
Christmas
part of the like Frosty the Snowman thing? He just shows up.
It's just Christmas magic.
I was like, who made him? Who in the town? But then I thought,
who made him? Who actually sculpted?
Who built?
Him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because like they show
I was like, babe, that's
all
just
of
Christmas magic, dude.
No, I know. I'm not worried about that part. Okay. That part you just have to believe.
That part's fine.
But no one was like Oh, where did he show up from?
Well, they said it's from the snowman competition they had last week. So somebody in town.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's such a small town.
Yeah,
like no one is mad that he got knocked over or is missing, and like I don't know. Yeah, no one's anyway.
That does seem like a pretty glaring thing. That
I'm like who made him? But I think it's part like no one makes Frosty. No, they do build Frosty.
They build Frosty the Snowman.
The button nose.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the whole.
Yeah. Anyway, so maybe that was part of my least favorite parts, but also like how can he read?
Oh, he literally watches TV and he can do anything, and that was hella annoying.
Yeah,
to me.
I mean it's a whole like simplified thing, but like they very much dumbed him down in a lot of things, and then he's like reading the like doctor's notes and like understands
what's cancer.
Yeah.
Also, I fixed your roof, and I'm making pizza and eggnog from scratch.
Anyways,
what? Oh, you didn't have pepperoni, so I used ham. Hope that's okay. Like, bro, but you don't know.
Anyway, the only part that I thought was like inconsistent with him being like, I don't know anything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he learned how to do a lot of stuff like building it wise by watching TV. Sure, so does everyone.
I mean, yeah, but
like he can't just know how to read.
He absolutely can't just know how to read.
So that was the only thing I'm like, he shouldn't know how to read.
That is pretty consistent.
Also, they can't go to Hawaii if he doesn't have a like ID.
Identification of any kind and stuff. I'm sure they got.
I know
that's
another.
Like that's
thing.
Yeah.
Sheriff.
Technically, they got
Sheriff
it.
will get him covered.
Yeah, Sheriff Nate got him sorted and made sure he got because and all that. But yeah, so my favorite two parts.
Can I guess? Can I just go ahead and guess? Because I already know what it is.
I mean, you can.
It's the obviously the officers, Doug, Judy, and Boyle coming on the scene.
Their names are Craig Robinson and Jolo Trujillo.
Well, they're their actual names, but
yes, they are Detective Boyle and Doug Judy, the Pontiac
from Brooklyn
Nine-Nine. So it's funny watching Doug Judy being on the other side of the law. Seen him in that a lot.
Anyway, I already know that's your favorite part.
So yeah, that was my favorite part because that like plot line and stuff was actually like they weren't just bit pieces. They were actually like they provided the problem. You know what I mean? Otherwise, there would have been no conflict, and the whole movie would have been like, is she gonna bang this guy who may or may not be a snowman, you know, and like I don't want to watch that. There was some conflict, some drama,
and comedy for sure,
and comedy, fucking hilarious. They were most of the calm.
Well, yeah, that. Yes,
I'm not here for just rom. I need rom and calm.
So you're agreeing that it was really great, had a good mix of both.
I'm saying that it was better than I wanted it to be, but also I'm putting a lot of that on the two of them, making it just elevating it.
I mean, that was one of my favorite parts of the whole movie too.
Yeah, it's impossible
like
to
have it like any
it,
scene with them. They're hilarious.
Oh yeah. And then my second favorite thing was I did actually really like the so not only did Netflix insert onto the TV as soon as he starts watching TV one of their other Netflix Christmas movies, because they have like 50 million of them now. That one was one that stars Lindsay Lohan. And then the girl in this is Gretchen Wieners, and she like looks at her and says like, she looks just like a girl I went to high school with, and like then they just move on. That kind of self-aware joke like that, I was like, that's really fucking funny, because I actually didn't know it was Gretchen Wieners until she made that joke, and then I was like, that's why I recognize her. And like I think you've told me before that she does just do a lot of like Hallmark type movies these days and stuff. Like, is where she does most of her stuff.
Right now I'm literally Googling
how many she's
been in, because Gretchen Wiener is the queen of Hallmark movies.
Yeah, she's
she's in almost every single one of them.
It's I was looking at it once I figured out like on IMDb, I went to her page and I was like, it's literally just all Hallmark and Mean Girls.
More than 10 since 2020.
And they shout out
but it's gotta
had a
be
quick
more
clip
than
of Nosferatu in there, and you know your boy going to see that on Christmas Day. So that was fun.
Yeah,
also he watched that movie, 10 seconds of that movie, and he knew that he needed to make a cross and stuff. Come on, man. I don't know. That was weird too. I'm just saying.
Anyway, it doesn't give me an exact number. AI overview tells me more than 10 since 2020.
That's a lot. And I 100% believe that.
Yeah, I mean, if you go on, so when I was home for Thanksgiving, me and my mom did a bunch of puzzles, and we put on the Hallmark Christmas movie, like channel. and just let it play all day.
Oh, yeah.
So she was in about 3 of those out of the 5 that we watched.
Yeah, that's more than half.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Anyways, but yeah, I thought that was silly and funny.
Yeah.
I think the whole movie is very self-aware in that way.
And
it just makes you giggle.
Good. It's always good when stuff like that is hella self-aware, because it's you just have to be for something like that, because it's just so Christmas holiday rom-coms are so saturated. You can't. It's really hard to make a genuine one. So it's you got to be kind of silly and goofy and have a stupid premise like this.
I will say there's quite a few where I've turned it on and I'm I'm not watching this.
Absolutely.
Because it's either just too stupid, or I don't like the characters. If I don't like the characters, it's why would I even watch? Or if it's too serious.
Too serious?
Yeah, too serious.
I don't think I would want to watch one that was too serious.
No,
either.
that's what I'm saying.
That sounds fucking annoying.
Well, some of them are. They're like the Prince ones and the Biltmore Christmas.
Oh yeah.
I like the more silly ones.
Well, let's take a look at our bingo cards now.
So excited.
Because I think part of the problem is we didn't get neither of us won.
No.
I got closest. You got close too. But I think it was too silly. Because there's some serious shit that we didn't get.
I know. It
here.
wasn't classic Hallmark. This is classic Hallmark. Mm-hmm. Also, this is the most fun thing ever.
Yeah,
another shout out to Antine, because these are hers.
Let's see. I needed a snow globe, which is shocking that there was not a snow globe in this entire movie. If somebody saw one, let me know. Did you see one and you didn't let me know? I needed snow globe.
So, okay, let's go through and say all of the ones that we were able to check off.
Okay, so bad acting is the free space.
Yeah,
it's the free space in the middle, because at least somebody's going to be pretty bad. Okay, you go ahead.
Okay, so I have stares wistfully at photo.
Almost immediately, too.
Yes. Works as a chef, restaurateur, or caterer. Check.
Count, she owns a diner.
Widow or widower.
Check.
I
got that one too.
Fake snow on the ground. I mean, almost a given.
Yeah, same.
We had someone is obsessed with Christmas. I almost didn't do this one, but we decided together that the whole town is obsessed with Christmas.
The entire town is obsessed with it.
Anytime anything bad happens, they're like, "It's Christmas. Yeah, no one cares."
Accidentally broke into a place and stole clothes because he was nude after he came to life, and everyone was like, "Oh well."
Yeah.
Except for Doug Judy. Or not Doug Judy. Sheriff Nate.
Snooping through someone else's stuff. That one was a stretch as well, but he had to get the clothes.
Oh.
He had to snoop through the store and take the clothes.
I mean, I'll give it. Again, neither of us won, so it doesn't really matter, but yeah.
And then we had a flirty snowball fight.
Oh, yeah.
Also a surprise, we're breaking up.
A surprise, we're breaking up?
Yeah, at the dance. He's like, I don't want you to get too attached to me because I'm going to melt.
He was saying, I'm probably going to die. That wasn't a breakup.
Fine, I'll erase it.
She immediately accepts him again and is like, no, it's fine. I don't care. Which also was one of the most endearing moments, because I was like, holy shit, I didn't even think about it. This is really reflective of when her husband was dying of cancer. And,
yeah, it's such a great movie.
She's getting a second chance to go through that grieving process again, potentially, which kind of sucks, but also I think it was good for her, kind of a thing. Obviously, spoiler alert, he turns into a human by the end of it through the power of Christmas, or whatever the fuck.
Also, can we talk about, just real quick, so
what? I didn't get to go over mine.
Okay.
Oh, you don't care?
No, I had a thought.
All right, spit it out.
And then we're going to go back to that. So you said that he was able to become a human through the power of Christmas. Mm-hmm. Yes, obviously. But also, I think it's because she took off the scarf. Because he never takes off the scarf in the whole thing. At first I was like, oh, it's because they finally kissed. But no, it wouldn't make sense. It's because she took off the scarf, because the scarf she put on him when he was a snowman, and she took it off of him at the very end, and then he becomes a non-snowman.
Okay, sure.
Anyway,
it's ridiculous no matter how you cut it. If that's an answer
he turns into a real boy.
If that's an answer that works for you, I'm happy that
what do you think?
I literally think it's as dumb and as simple as through the power of love and Christmas.
Okay.
He is turned into...
don't call that dumb.
Love's not dumb. Neither is Christmas.
Exactly.
But in a movie where someone is literally an actual snowman and then turns into an actual person, that is a dumb reason.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
So that's
give
all
us
I'm
give us your bingo cards.
All right. So all the ones I got: lead character recently single, widower, nailed it. Someone is suppressing their true talent, which was a bit of a stretch, but we went for it because this motherfucker could watch TV and then do anything in the world as long as he watched. Like, so anything and everything he could possibly ever could have done. That's kind of absurd. Montage, which I didn't think I was going to get.
Oh, we had a few
shopping montage, which was pretty great.
And a baking montage.
And a baking one. So crushed it. Picking out a Christmas tree together.
They decorated a
Christmas tree together, but they brought a real tree in from outside, so we didn't see the scene where they went and picked out a Christmas tree together, but they went and bought one together, so I'm sure they had to pick it out. Woman with a great career is sad inside. She owns a diner that is doing just fine, but she's super sad all the time. I mean, for a legitimate reason. I'm not blowing her up. Diner scene, a lot of them, because she owns one. Fake snow on the ground. Magical person or helper, the whole premise. And how is there an hour left in this movie still? Which, there's only like 30 minutes left, but I was like, I cannot believe there is this much plot to go through still.
It's deep. Actually, it's not.
It's not deep. But there was a lot of important scenes they needed to hit and everything. I marked that down before the scene at the dance when he's like, oh, but I'm gonna melt probably, and like, and all that stuff. And
it was a sweet scene.
Right. I'm not saying it's a bad scene. I have to talk shit.
I know you're about to lose.
Maybe. Okay, let's see. Is there anything specific that I? Okay, let's talk about my biggest issue with the entire thing was it's only like an hour and 32 minutes long, and probably a solid 20 or 30 minutes of that is dedicated to how hot this dude is. There's literally, he's fixing the house. It's snowing. There's snow on the ground. Yeah, but he doesn't have a shirt on because
he's a snowman, Jacob.
Snowman, but he's in human form, whatever. And this old lady like crashes her car, and then she invites him over. And like that was a very long-winded thing. It was funny. It's fine. It was a little like overdone. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It was like, we get it. It's called Hot Frosty.
So, like, okay,
I don't know.
Here's my thought on that.
Dude was ripped. Don't get me wrong. Dude was cut. Like,
also, side note.
And his hair is beautiful, and we all know. I have an appreciation for that. So,
side note, he is the guy from Schitt's Creek. He was like a minor character.
Like a side character.
Yeah, and I didn't know that until I think Kara mentioned it. But yeah, he is in that as well. Anyways, back to what I was gonna say. You said that the scene was overdone and like dramatic, and it was just way extra
on for a really long time.
So I wrote down my thoughts because I think that the entire movie is like over exaggerated and overdone. Every single character. So you think, okay, obviously I keep calling Frosty Jack Frost.
Yeah.
So Jack, he is overly like simple-minded, whatever. Like he doesn't know anything. Like he's overly kind because that's what he's seen and that's what he wants to do. Yeah. So he's going to do that one thing. He's not
Tropic Thunder simple Jack. He's not that simple though. Don't worry.
I don't know. I didn't get the reference.
Y'all know. Get in the comments. You know.
Oh my god. But then like with the two sheriffs, or the sheriff and then the
deputy
Boyle cop, Ed.
Yeah.
So good cop, bad cop, but like very much overly exaggerated.
Well, again, that's the self-awareness. That's the point and stuff. And I get that.
Kathy, our main character, she is like overly sad and helpless. Like, I mean, you look at the beginning of the movie and she's just like shivering in a blanket because she can't fix her heat.
Her dead husband, I'm just going to refer to him as dead husband because what's
Paul.
his name?
His name's Paul.
Okay, I was like, how many times did they say it? Like 4 times maybe? Again, I'm just going to refer to him as dead husband for the sake of it. So dead husband was a like contractor.
Yeah.
Like worked on houses and shit, and her house is quite literally falling apart. The roof's fucked up. There's holes in the stairs. The heat doesn't work, and it's the middle. They're in New York, and it's the middle of the winter, like almost Christmas.
Wait, were they in New York?
Yeah, the license plate said New York at the very end. No, it takes place in says San Francisco or Boston.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I'm sure one of them says New York.
No. At no point, because you have something that says like somebody refers to the city.
Yeah.
No one ever did that.
No, there's one of these cards. There's like 10 of these cards in the pack.
Tons of them. Yeah.
It says like set in New York or small town or something.
There's another one that says like
anyway, sorry.
small town in
sorry.
in big.
But anyway, she's like overly exaggerated how like sad and like depressed she is, and I mean she even like says it later on. Like he turned to me and you're like, what? They just want to show her as like sad and helpless. But later on in the story, she's like, I haven't been taking care of myself. I haven't been taking care of my house. I haven't been taking care of anything. Like
I know, but it's just I
had to wait for it.
For me, it's just like I get that, and again, I appreciate the self-awareness and stuff. But like, even with there's a way you can be, these things can be self-aware without being like too on the nose. You know what I mean? Like she literally, there's no way she did not know. Like so, he cut to the end real quick. He becomes a person or whatever, and they exchange gifts, and one of the gifts he gives her is like a how to like a Ford
repair
home,
things, yeah.
And the first thing they go fix is the fucking heater, and it takes like seemingly 20 minutes for her to figure out how to like. So it's like, girl, I know you're upset. I understand. That sucks. What happened to you? You gotta fix your fucking heater though. Like,
well, that's the thing.
She's
like
almost dying. But again, but she didn't, and it was good because then he comes and stays with her, and he would have died like early on, and they would have never fallen in love. I get it. I understand. That's just
the whole point wasn't that she knew how to fix it all along. It's that like she probably knew some of it, but the whole point was that she like didn't care enough to do anything.
But so also you're telling me that this guy was a contractor and he died, and everybody knows that she's having a hard time, and one of his construction friends couldn't come over and fix this, like, as to be nice, you know, like people bring like casseroles and shit.
Yeah.
Like if you're in that industry and one of your coworkers / friends like leaves this woman who's not taking the time to take care of it.
Yeah, especially with such a small town, they should have definitely.
Exactly. It's like, it's shocking that like people in this small town,
because they love her so much.
They love her so much, and they love everything so much, and then they have to wait for a literal fucking magical entity to arrive for everything in the town to get fixed.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird. They talk about how much they love each other in that town, but then they're like low-key not taking care of each other until he shows up.
She always says, like, everyone's always asking, like, how are you really? I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. Like, she doesn't ask for help. She doesn't want the help.
Yeah, but I would still think you would go out of your way to be like, you literally don't have heat in your home.
They don't know that.
Of course they do. There's no way she ain't bitching about that.
No, she's not. She's like, I'm good. I'm fine. Every time anyone asks.
So no one comes over.
She's like, don't worry about me.
No one comes over to check in on her at her house.
Apparently not.
That's fucked up.
Anyway,
I'm just saying.
So you said that you had two main things. You said the one was that what did you say?
Oh, my main thing was the over sexualizing of Jack. Just like it was like too.
It's literally called Hot Frosty.
I know, but it was like, again, there's a way to be self-aware, but still not on the, like, literally wasting 20 minutes of this movie devoted just to that. Because then you have a whole scene with Deputy Ed where he's like, oh, like, how do you like know when it's the right time to kiss a girl?
Yeah,
and stuff.
like teaching him how to dance.
Like, how do you not know, man? You're a 10 out of 10. And they have a whole conversation about how hot he is again right there, like, and everything. And again, it's like funny, and it's like he's even winning over who should be his enemy and stuff. I get it. But do we really need to have 20 minutes of that?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of frustrating. And then that was my main thing. And then I think we already went to the next thing was, you guys love each other. You guys love this woman so much.
Okay.
But you can't notice that you need to go to her house and see that shit's wrong. Also, he's on the roof fixing her roof. So you're telling me people driving by couldn't see that the roof was fucked up? I don't know. I'm just saying. Those are my two of my biggest issues. I guess yell at me about why I'm wrong or something. Or do you have anything like that you really want to throw out there?
I just want to say, so my favorite parts, because you said your favorite part, I said my least favorite part, and then you just said your least. So my favorite parts of the movie were obviously the sheriff, Nate, and Ed.
Nate and Deputy Ed.
Yes, I mean, so funny, so like silly and wholesome and like exaggerated in every way. So they were also like their little songs.
Yes, again, we were talking about it. Anytime Craig Robinson sings in any capacity, and This Is the End, he does it a ton in Brooklyn Nine-Nine and stuff. Anytime he comes up and just do a little singing, it's hilarious.
Yeah, so loved them and like every part that they had in the movie. But also his son. So
at the end?
Well, not even at the end. I loved the scene where I thought it was so cute. The scene where, you know, Jack is helping out at the school. Mm-hmm. He's like helping them get ready for the dance. Mm-hmm. And he's like kind of hidden over there and they don't see him. But the son and like the girl that he likes walk in to check out the decorations. And, you know, he asks her nervously if she'll go to the dance with him. And
immediate flashbacks of asking a girl to middle school dances and stuff. I was like, wow, they took this from my diary that I didn't have. But like I felt him. Anyway,
I was like, oh, he's just so cute. Mm-hmm. And then I thought it was funny that like Jack took what he saw, like he was like, oh, this is true love right here, like in his like simple mind. And he was like, I know how I'm gonna ask not Stacy, Kathy to the dance.
Yeah, it was.
I thought it was very cute. So he was one of my favorite like minor characters because then at the end he comes back in and he's the one that's gonna give like he's the one. Actually, he's probably the most important character in the entire movie. Oh, shit. Because he is the one that has the final $10 to bail out Jack.
Yeah, so...
he has the final $10 to bail out Jack, and then his dad, Sheriff Nate, finally sees, like, okay, I don't have to put on this front. I don't have to do this for people to respect me. Like, I can listen to the people of my town. I can listen to my son, and... you know, love will win, whatever. Yeah. But he wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for his son.
Well, exactly. And that's what
Jack
I'm saying.
would be a puddle in the jail cell.
Yeah, he'd be gone, just a pile of clothes and just water everywhere, which...
So that kid, whatever his name was, they say it, he says it once.
I think he say it like once, yeah.
I forget, but he saved the day.
Oh, it's Matthew.
Matthew.
Because he goes...
Matthew saved the day?
goes,
Matthew, what are you doing here? Yeah.
Because he's like... But that's what... Honestly, that
then he's
whole
like, Dad,
thing...
think about it.
Well, that was the whole thing. That was the best because we had that scene with him earlier, and he like him and Jack like got close and stuff. They planted that, and then they fucking reveal when he's like, "I need $2,000 for bail," and they're all getting their money out and stuff, and it's his son.
Yeah, I loved that part.
This is a Sheriff Nate's movie. He learned more than anybody else in this town.
That is true.
He grew more than anybody else. He was the Grinch, and his heart grew 3 sizes that day. This is Sheriff Nate's movie. This isn't about Jack or Kathy. It's about him.
I mean, that's fine.
I mean, if you watch from that
so you like it now?
I mean, yeah. like if that's
podcast over.
If that's how. Well, no, because it's not marketed that way, bro. It's not.
It is what you make of it.
I mean, I guess, but. I do like that thought, you know.
I mean, he does. Like, and then he comes out whenever he's laid on the snow, that weird scene when he's just kind of like laying there, this like dead body
on the street.
And he's like, I'm sorry, Kathy, I didn't believe it. But I see it now. Yeah. Literally.
Also, I do just want to say though, I do find it genuinely fucking insane how like they're at the diner, like they take Jack and stuff, and it's like he's different, and the fucking doctor is like in town is like because he's a snowman.
I also love her.
Which her character was very funny, just the way she was kind of crazy, like and stuff in like a fun like crazy friend way. Yeah. Like she had her role in that regard was very good, but just the fact that this whole town is like, oh okay, sure.
But see, that's part of the like magic of the movie. You don't have to judge everything or question everything. Sometimes you can just let magic be magic and just go with it.
I understand.
It's like obviously they all know snowmen aren't real. They're just gonna go with it. I mean, in this world, snowmen are real.
Yeah, in this world, it's actively real.
No one, like Kathy herself, is the one that's like the most skeptic of anyone.
I mean, yeah, exactly. But like, it's literally like, but that means, so like, if we go back, if she had like told people from the get-go that's what was happening and like that's who he was, apparently they all would have been totally on board and it would have been fine.
Yeah, but I mean, not Sheriff Nate, but everyone else.
Not Sheriff Nate.
I mean, think about it, everyone else did. Like everyone else that found out was like, cool.
They all found out at the same time, and it was in like a way that was like, You could have told us at any time and we wouldn't.
Well, no, the doctor found out, and then the 2 store owners across the street found out.
I kind of have a thought. The people who own the store that he like busts into and stuff, they give her the scarf.
Yeah, they're magic.
And I'm thinking that because
she's like a winter witch.
Something in like a good that. Way. I mean, she like kind of like has that look. Like honestly, like she would be like that actress, whoever she is, like could kill like some kind of a witchy role if she really wanted to. But anyway, what I'm saying is because she tells a story about how through happenstance she met her husband, and then she says to her husband like, "Go get the thing," and he's like, "Oh yeah, like here's this totally normal."
No, she's like like they're like the magical like. Yeah, that totally is their role in it. Yeah, especially but hers.
But it's
like because the whole time they're very much like, oh, anything can happen. It's all magic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She leaves, and then they kind of like he says something. I can't remember what he says, but he like says something to her like cheeky about like I know what you're doing, like, kind of a thing. So like
exactly.
That's fucking weird.
There's a lot of those characters in like magical like Christmassy kind of things.
No, I know, but it's just like it's like you only see them in that one moment. Kind of roll like have that like they do it once at the very beginning and then they're just back and then they go back to just being like normal ass characters and like don't do anything else except just immediately jump on board like okay, who gives a shit, but everybody else is doing it at that point.
Well, they already knew. She already knew immediately.
I know, with like that
they already knew that he was a snowman.
I need more. So instead of wasting 20 minutes on look how hot he is, could we get a little bit more of like the lore? I need lore. That's what I need. I need lore to know why this is happening.
Or maybe you just let your imagination run wild and that's part of the fun of it.
I'm paying to watch this. They need to explain it to me. They don't need to. No, they should give me the answers, not leave me with more. So you're not going to be a Hot Frosty 2. He's human now. What's the point?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was never the...
So I'm not going to ever get any more lore.
Hopefully they don't make a new one. I mean...
it would be a waste of time.
They do that with some of them.
Yeah, but they had an hour and 32 minutes to explain the magic to me, and they didn't do it. I hate that.
They didn't. What do you mean they didn't explain the magic?
Explain how.
They didn't explain that the old lady was like
the people.
That's left up to your like imagination.
No,
that it's not needed to like. It's not needed.
We'll see
if they like. Yeah, I don't think that's needed at all. I
don't know. It seems kind of fucked up, but it is what it is. Let's see.
I think you're just running out of ideas.
Nope, definitely not. Oh, it did only take 20 minutes for Kathy to give an impassioned speech about how love works.
Yeah, I thought it was well placed, though. He kept saying, like, I love you. I love everything. I
mean, I get that.
She's like, you can't keep saying you love me. That's not what it means. Yeah. And then, obviously, at the end, he says it, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry I said love. And she's like, no, it's fine this time. And then at the end, she says she loves him, too.
Right. Also, just the general, like, here's a stranger. Sure, let him stay in your house.
I mean,
that's just insane. Like, come on. This poor woman who everybody knows is not fine.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and keep this strange man in your house.
You know, it's not meant to be award winning or anything like that.
Obviously it's not winning.
There are a few holes and things.
Yeah. Like,
but it's fine.
I mean, again, we're talking about like how that's insane and where we just got done talking about how there wasn't enough magical lore. So I don't know. Maybe that world just literally works differently because it's stupid. Maybe. Again, Sheriff Nate having the Grinch role and his heart growing 3 sizes and finally believing and stuff. That's what actually saved. That's what saved Jack.
Possibly. I mean, you can come up with your own ideas. I think it was the scarf. Maybe it was that. Maybe it was the kiss. Maybe it was a town.
I think it has to be in my headcanon, which is that this is actually Sheriff Nate's story being told through a way less interesting story with Frosty, Hottie, and all those people. Because it's not until he believes that he gets up.
There was a lot of things happening in that like
I mean, she does take the scarf off. She does give him a kiss and stuff.
But she does say that she loves him.
She does say, "I love you." Finally,
and then he says, "I'm sorry. I didn't believe."
I'm sorry. I didn't believe. I'm so like it was like super apologetic. Because again, Craig Robinson is a phenomenal actor. I don't know.
You're just adding to why you liked it. So that's another thing. You can make up your own ending. Not make up your own ending, but make up your own reason why. I mean, in the movie's eyes, it's just Christmas magic. What is the Christmas magic? Is it the scarf? Is it true love? Is it the sheriff finally having his heart grow 3 sizes? Who knows? It depends on who you are and how the movie speaks to you.
Technically, it's all 3 at the same time.
Christmas magic.
Embodied in the overarching, it's Christmas magic. Because Christmas magic is all about belief and love. So
what a wonderful Christmas movie.
And actual magical scarves.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I think we can agree that overall, while this is not a, masterpiece, award-winning movie, that it did exactly what it was meant to do. It was funny. It was cute. It was wholesome. It was silly. And it was a little bit raunchy here, just a few little spots.
Like goofy raunchy.
Yeah. I mean, goofy is at the forefront of everything in the movie, but
yeah.
It does exactly what it was meant to do.
I fucking guess.
And, I think that's our show.
All right. You don't do that. You don't do that. I do that. See if we got anything else.
That's what I'm saying. My episodes are always the shortest because I always win.
You do not always win.
Every time I've been on this podcast,
I think
I have won.
Yeah. I lose a lot of them. But that's kind of the point, I guess.
If you could have picked, because I know your whole thing is like you let the audience, not the audience, you let the guest pick if they like the movie, and then you'll say the opposite.
Yeah.
If you had to pick based on like all of the other cheesy rom-com Christmas movies that you have seen, would you have said that you liked this movie?
Oh, like if we watched it and we didn't know going
if it was like you had
watched
to
it like last week and you were like, I liked it, I'll say I like it.
Yeah, I was like, honestly, I could go either way.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't watch it again probably. Like I've seen it twice now.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough.
Yeah.
But it did what it was meant to do,
Yeah.
What would you have said if I hadn't picked my view first?
I mean, I don't hate it, but like I'd rather watch something else.
Well, yeah, from the genre though. Cheesy Hallmark Christmas rom-com.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't like those kind of movies in general. So
Yeah.
it's like, I'd probably be like, wasn't the worst one, like it's probably the best I could give you. Which is the best I am going to give you is sorry, Antine, but Most Wonderful Time of the Year is trash.
Throwback to last Christmas.
Yeah, sorry, Antine, but this one was more fun than that, and somehow made more sense than which is insane because there's like not any magic in that one. So yeah, I'd say I like this one more than that one. So yeah, I mean I'm gonna lose because again, it's Sheriff Nate's story. And that's
Sheriff
amazing.
Nate's story.
All right. Well, if
watch the movie, see what you think.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah. If you want to watch Sheriff Nate's story, he's in it enough. It'll be fine. All right. Well, I guess you win. Yay.
Yay.
Yep. Well, follow on, gotta do all that shit. Follow on Instagram at Bad Movie Debate, on TikTok until next month, I guess. We'll see how that goes. Bad Movie Debate Pod, YouTube, because there'll be video on YouTube now instead of just audio playing, since we're doing this now. So that'll be fun. Probably less costuming next time because it'll be January and there's not anything really fun going on.
Oh no, if you're on this podcast, you better live up to the hype. You gotta
we're
keep
setting the bar
themes
pretty high.
going.
It's also very hot in here and I don't want to, I can't wait to take this hat off. I'm actively sweating. And I'm sure you are too. Well, maybe not.
I'm warm and that's saying something.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, well, yeah, follow on everything. Yeah, look out for on Instagram. I'm gonna put up we'll know. I'll put up the post, the audience scores. Like, what do you guys think? What is it?
Have your say. I don't know. I don't know what it's called.
vote thing. I can't think of why. I can't think of the word. Anyway, doesn't matter. Thanks for being here, baby.
You're welcome.
Kind of had to be because I needed to get one out.
And who else would you have as your first?
Well, I was gonna get
video
Nick,
guest.
but he was getting married and stuff, so he was a little busy. So he'll be on the next one, hopefully. So
guess I'll always be second best to Nick.
Nah.
Thanks for that.
No, it depends on the day. You guys switch back and forth. All right. Well.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.